Hello YouTube, how's it all going? Hope you guys had a good week. I have exciting news. Well, firstly, I've got a box here. See this? This is my old arcade, which I put up on eBay, and I can't remember your name, sorry, but some chap from Arizona has bought this, so my bike is going to its retirement home in the sunshine, so it's been good, enjoy it. So to replace him, excitingly, Inspired sent up a new box, and it contained some of this. Check this out. So yeah, this is everything I need to build my new bike. So I've got my new frame, I've got wheels, forks, bars, seat, cranks, pedals, brakes, everything I need. So fingers crossed this will all go together really smoothly, and yeah, within the next hour or so, hopefully I'll have a rideable bike. I actually tried filming this vlog with my Canon camera, but it just wasn't focusing properly, it just wasn't playing ball, so I'm back on the GoPro, and I've got a few other GoPro bits here. I'm probably going to try a chest mount for some of these shots. So if you see me wearing this, it's just so I can keep my hands free and actually build a bike without having to manhandle a camera at the same time. I probably look pretty ridiculous, but fingers crossed this will capture some good angles, and actually I can use my hands this time. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? So first things first, this is the new arcade, and it's pretty much exactly the same as the last one, same geometry. It has got a couple of new features on it, which is pretty cool. The first one I'm going to talk about is the built-in seat clamp, which, actually, where is that? Here it is. So basically, yeah, we've got a little expanding wedge here, which goes in the hole, seat post goes in, and as you tighten it, it basically clamps it up. Means it's a lot more low profile, and it's just a little bit neater, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And also they clamp really strongly, so yeah, that's pretty sweet. In fact, let's just put this in here now. I need an Allen key. So yeah, I made the mistake last time of trying to clamp the seat tube, and then yeah, I couldn't get the bike out of the stand. So I have found a seat post the right size, and this will do the job, I reckon. Just like that. The other thing I'm going to talk about is this new head tube. This is basically a BMX style integrated head tube, and yeah, you don't need to push in any headset cups, which is absolutely amazing. Actually, where's the bearing? So previously you'd have to put in a headset by clamping it in, and to be honest with you, it's a complete pain in the ass. Whereas this one, you put the headset in just like this. Ooh, easy. I like that. Anyway, I'm just going to go and build this thing now, so stick it in there. Hopefully that's in shot, just double check. Yep, that's alright. So yeah, I normally have a bit of a system when building bikes. I normally put the forks in, put the handlebars on, put the wheels on, put the cranks on, and then go with the brakes for the last thing. So yeah, forks. Yeah, so here we have the forks. Just put the crown race on, see if we can seat him. So just like that, then the bearing, he goes in here. Put the split crown on the top, and sorry, just had a bit of a delivery there. So where was I? Forks. Okay, so got the bearing on, got the top bits on. Got the top bits on the floor, bar stem, headset spaces. I was going to show you guys how I put the grips on, but I got impatient. So basically just spray paint. Spray paint's your best friend for grips. Okay, so a bit of a fiddly job putting the forks on. I've got just a random amount of headset spaces on. I'll need to cut down the forks, so we'll do that in a little bit, but for now, just need to put them on. So he goes there, go there. Whoa, stay, and the top there. So yeah, excuse the absolute enormous amount of headset spaces on there. I will cut that down in a minute. Okay, what's next? Okay, well I said I was going to put the wheels on next, so let's do that then. So there we go, just put the rotor on and got the axle. So pop this in. Sweet. Hopefully this won't tip over. I love it when it just slots into place and makes a nice clunk. It's beginning to look like it's coming together now. Yeah, you've probably noticed that it's a new colour as well, so got like a matte army green, which I absolutely love, and I think with the orange stuff it's going to look spot on. Got the cranks on. Excellent. So this is going together pretty quickly, to be honest with you, although I had pre-fitted the tyres, pre-fitted the bars, so I guess that hurries things up a little bit, doesn't it? Right, what next? Actually I've got something else that's pretty cool. Crank Brothers were really kind and sent us guys up some of their, what are these, the stamp pedals. These things are huge, super low profile as well, so yeah, pretty interesting getting these tried. So yeah, let's get these put on. Bit of grease needed, I think. Sweet. Just get a chain on. Okay, so one tip I can give you for tightening a chain, if when you've tightened it on and you've got a stiff link, then you can always give the chain a wee side to side bend and that'll loosen up nicely. Okay, so the chain I could maybe do with going inboard just ever so slightly, but that's not too bad, not too bad. Okay, next thing, I'm going to just take this off the stand. I'm going to stand on the bike and see where I want the handlebar position to be. So yeah, I'm going to get some shoes on and do that. Help if I tighten the stem, I guess. Oh, that is so high. That feels so weird. Let's try a bit lower. Yeah, I reckon that feels more like it. Tell you what, these pedals feel pretty good. See how big they are? Flipping massive. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. I reckon I'm going to cut the steer tube there. You know what, I may end up going a little bit lower because sometimes I feel a lower front end is better for up to fronts, and it means it's harder to bunny hop, but when you do bunny hop you can get a little bit more power in, so I'll give that a try. So yeah, just need to mark that and cut it. That'll do. Right, so I've made just a little mark with a hacksaw. I'm going to cut about 5mm lower than that, and I reckon that'll be about right. So unfortunately I don't have a vise or anything, so I'm just going to have to pretty much freehand this. I'm just going to do that outside, so yeah, get it on this guy I think. How am I going to do this? Sweet, pretty straight. Happy with that. So there we go, got that cut down. It's almost straight, should be good enough there. Back brake. Okay, so brakes wise, I'm going for the MT6s again, just because they're flipping powerful. Also, they have a bit more pad clearance, so your brakes don't rub as much, and they're a little bit lighter, so yeah, win-win. And I've actually gone and got myself some EBC. Actually, I've never used the gold pads before, so I'm going to stick these on the back, and if they're anything like the red pads which I've got on the front of my Fourplay, they should be insane. So yeah, I'm going to stick these in. A cup of tea?
Yeah, I don't have a cup of tea.
Thanks.
Oh, look at your sister.
I always do this. I always buy bolts, and I always think I need like 20 or 25 mil long bolts, and then I get them and they're too long. So I found some washers, some spacers, and yeah, fingers crossed this is it. This is going to make it work. So otherwise it's going to be really frustrating. Okay, so I think that is a little bit too much hose. I think I need to cut that down. I always dislike doing this bit, but it's never as bad as it actually seems. So may as well just get on with it. I don't tend to do too many foot jam whips and stuff, so yeah, I normally give myself at least enough for a full rotation so I can do them, and so if my bike has a crash, you know, it doesn't get ripped out. So I reckon about there. And the bolts are too long. Decided to bite the bullet and just try and cut these bolts down because it is driving me insane. Got my tiny little vise here. Let's see if this actually works. One. Much better. Right, finally got the caliper fitted. Time to get the brake lever on. Couple of tips make it life a bit easier to thread a cable through the head tube. First of all, I always just tape the shroud nut on just so it doesn't slide down, because it's really annoying when that happens. I'll just tape him on there. The other thing I'll do is just take off the top cap. Just gives you a bigger opening to aim for. So take him off, but don't forget to thread the cable through him. I've done that before. It's not fun. We'll just get him and thread him up in the middle. Like that. And then just, yeah, as I said, make sure you put him through the top cap. And a bit like before, I like to have a bit of a shorter cable, so just trim him. I'll just trim him roughly there, like that. Oh, that's pretty much done. Other than bleeding the brakes, which to be honest with you, I can't be asked doing now, but I'll do that before I go riding. I think I just need to put the seat on, and I think that actually might be finished. Kind of feels like there should be more to do, but I think, yeah, that's literally it. Sweet. Right, well, other than a few finishing touches, that is a finished bike. I think I just need to bleed the brakes, get zip tie and forks, and then go out and ride it. Get some pictures and, yeah, have fun. I'm happy to be back on the arcade again. Yes. Oof, feels like home. Cool, so I'm going to get on with the finishing touches, and the next time you see this will be when I'm out riding it. So yeah, let's just skip to that then, shall we? Cool, I think I'll probably only get one shot of this one. Just give it a blast. Oh, that's really hard. Not sure if that counts. This is hard. Right, what do you say? got kicked off, kind of to be expected. So on to the next spot. Cool, I found a tech manual gap line. I've no idea if I'm going to be able to do this. My manuals are absolutely horrendous. I need Duncan to come out and give me some tips. Yeah, I'll give it some try, see how it goes. There's a bit of braking and hopping in that, but I'm quite happy with that. Excellent. Might try a helmet cam with that one, see how it looks. Come on, get the manual. You probably heard all the brakes I was using in that one then. I need to go back and watch my unwritten rules video, I think. Alright everyone, excuse the sweaty hair. I am at one of my favourite spots in Glasgow. I don't actually know what it's called. Next to, is it Glasgow City University or College or something? Well, I say it's one of my favourite spots. I've not actually found that much to do here, although it does look like it's got potential. Well, at the minute there's quite a few people sat on some of the steps I want to ride on, so I'll have to wait until they move on. I'm going to do a bit of a chatty bit now, so if you don't want to listen to me talk, skip forward a bit and I'll get to some more riding in a minute. But first I'm just going to talk about the Inspired Arcade and the Fourplay and generally what I've been up to. So yeah, people have been asking me, you know, why did I go to the Fourplay, the Inspired, you know, I look good on it. It's been a bike I've been riding for years and years, so why the change and why am I now back on the arcade? Well, basically, I wanted to experiment. I've been on the arcade for so long that you kind of just get used to stuff, and you don't know, you know, what could be improved unless you try other things. So one thing I was really interested in trying was how much weight saving affects riding. So the goal was to basically build up the lightest bike I could, which I based upon the Fourplay frame. Had the lightest parts I could get away with, and it was the lightest bike I've ever had, bar none. I don't know how much it weighed, but I'd be surprised if it's much over 10 kilos, probably a little bit less. And you know, it was good for some things, but I was actually really surprised that the weight saving wasn't as big a factor as I thought. Now I'm on my arcade here and I reckon this is probably like 2 kilos heavier or something like that. It's a notable lump, but yeah, I've come to realize that weight isn't everything. You can build up a heavy bike, but as long as the geometry is good and it's built to fit you perfectly, then you know, weight doesn't affect it as much as I thought, which yeah, really surprised me. One thing that really surprised me was in bunny hops. I thought a lighter bike, you'd absolutely fly up them, and you know, probably changing to a slightly different geometry had some factor. But one thing I think it felt like is, you know, when you try and throw something really lightweight, say you've got a sponge and you try and throw it as hard as you can, you're not going to throw that as far as something with a bit of weight to it. And that's kind of how I feel with bikes a little bit. With bunny hops, you got something you can really get your muscle into. I don't know whether it's like your potential energy gets released into like physical energy or something. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. So yeah, I feel like I can hop a heavier bike actually a little bit higher than a lighter bike. And again, that really surprised me. So yeah, if you guys are building up bikes, I think don't worry too much about the weight. Just spend a bit of time getting the bike absolutely dialed for you, and that'll make way more difference than like saving a few grams. Okay, so I've got my arcade here. Just before I get riding again, I have changed a couple of things since I did the build. You know, I've just gone on how to play on streets, and there's a couple of things I decided to change. Firstly was, yeah, I've put some different grips on. Not that I hate the Pro Palms, but yeah, I like to mix things up every now and then. So these are Stay Strong by ODI, which are some of the softest rubber ones they do. They actually work pretty well without gloves. I don't actually like wearing gloves with foam grips, so if it gets cold or if I go to skate parks and I get too hot, I can actually wear gloves with rubber grips and get on better with it. I've added my little motivational quote on the top tube, and the only other difference is I've got an MT7 on the back Only reason being that I absolutely did a complete mess of putting the brakes on the bike when I built it, and yeah, I lost a bit of oil, and I don't have a bleed kit, so I've stolen these brakes off my Fourplay, and yeah, I'll just have to replace them when I get a syringe. So yeah, that's the only reason really. So, yeah, also I apologise for any wind noise, it's a bit breezy today. So yeah, I think get back to some riding then. Cheers guys. The really annoying thing is Danny can do this up to manual. He sucks. Oh, why is that so hard? And I've got nothing to do at the end of here. Drops. We've got plants over here. This is a really scary gap which I've done with Mark before. Might give that a try. They say do one thing every day that scares you. Well, here it is. Oh, I was going to do it then. That's what I'm scared of, chickening out halfway through. Oh, my poor new frame. Serious lack of commitment on that one. Come on, Ali. Do the thing. Yes. As Danny would say, bit of a sugly piece. I think my quote works. Excellent. I'm so out of practice. Found another vlog viewer. So,
there you go.
What's your name again? Sorry.
Sandy.
Sandy. Nice to meet you. What do you reckon?
That's a really nice bike, that. Lovely. Well built. Absolutely solid.
Cheers, man. Started to rain. Might cut my ride a bit short. That's a shame. Probably got loads of footage anyway. It always happens. I think I've filmed maybe 5 minutes worth and it ends up being 20 minutes long. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Basically, yeah. Kind of explained the reasons why I've gone to the Fourplay, and yeah, back in the arcade, and it feels really good. So yeah, it's nice to be back on the arcade. I feel really comfortable on it again. Ankle's still a bit sore, but it's getting a lot better. I'm feeling like I can maybe at 95% again. So yeah, no, feeling really good. People have been asking what I'm going to do with the Fourplay, and honestly, I don't really know. I kind of want to concentrate on the arcade and ride this more. But yeah, we'll see. It's nice to have it. I'll probably end up stripping it for parts or something, but yeah, if you guys have any ideas, then let me know, although I think I know what you guys will be suggesting. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a good week, get out on your bikes, get riding, and if you have any questions, please ask. We'll try and do some shout outs in some future vlogs, so if you want to have a shout out, put your name in the comments, and yeah, over and out.